We just stepped off the Disney Wish. Well, we practically had to be rolled off because we tried literally every single thing on the menu at each of the 3 restaurants on board the ship. Follow along to see what we ate, what we loved, and what we will probably skip next time. Alright gang, so let's start off by talking about Disney Cruise Line. There are currently 7 ships already floating around the oceans or have been announced in the Disney fleet. It all started with the Disney Magic way back in 1997, and there are now a total of 5 ships at sea on any given day, with 2 more ships currently under construction over in Europe. Since 1997, Disney has launched the Disney Magic, Disney Wonder, Disney Dream, Disney Fantasy, Disney Wish, and the Disney Treasure will have its maiden voyage over Christmas this year in 2024, and the Disney Adventure should have her maiden voyage in 2025. Disney's private island Castaway Cay, yes, it's pronounced Key, is a 1,000-acre island with only 55 acres currently developed for use. And y'all, this island is hands down one of the best private islands in the Bahamas operated by any cruise line, thanks to the wide range of activities for kids, including Scuttle's Cove, which is a place you can drop your kids off at while the adults head to Serenity Bay for an hour or 2 of relaxation. Disney Cruise Line departs from 17 ports around the globe, but for folks here in the States, the majority of cruises will depart from Florida out of Port Miami, Port Everglades, or Port Canaveral. The Disney Wish launched in 2022 and really broke the mold on what guests were used to experiencing on board Disney ships. Disney Imagineers really took their time. I mean, it was over a decade in between the Disney Fantasy and the Disney Wish maiden voyages, trying to weave pixie dust and magic into all of the finer details on board. Whether it is the wishing star chandelier that magically lights up in a ceremony led by a fairy godmother, or the Aqua Mouse, the Wish offers an amazing experience for all guests on board. The Disney Wish departs out of Port Canaveral on 3-night and 4-night sailings which dock in Nassau, Bahamas, and Castaway Cay. There are over 1,200 staterooms on board, ranging from inside staterooms to family ocean view veranda staterooms to the stunning concierge Wish Tower suite. Each stateroom is beautifully appointed and has little details that your family will really enjoy discovering. But you probably don't want to see all the boring details like being able to slide your suitcase under the bed or looking at your veranda to watch the waves pass by. You are here for the food reviews, so let's do it. One of the most important things to remember about Disney Cruise Line is that you do not go to the same restaurant every night. Instead, Disney uses a concept called Rotational Dining. You will head to a new restaurant each night, but your table number and your serving team will stay the same. You're probably thinking, what if I really like the food at last night's restaurant? Well, here's the thing. Since your server and assistant servers stay with you throughout the whole cruise, they will get to know you even on those 3-night cruises. So when you order a Coke on the first night, they will more than likely have a glass of Coke waiting on you when you get to the second night's seating. If you really enjoyed an item at the prior night's restaurant, you may get some extra pixie dust and find yourself with a plate from a different restaurant, including dessert. We have sailed on tons of different ships over the years, and we can tell you that it's the little things on board that make a difference. Things like removing the knives and the extra forks before your kids sit down, doing magic tricks with your kids, or bringing out the kids' meal before the adults. These are all standard practice at the restaurants on board the Disney ships. Also, it's really great that the kids can get their meals served quickly. If your kids are like ours, then you're probably going to hear, "Hey mom, I'm done with my food. Can I go to the kids club now?" We love rotational dining and think it's one of the best parts of a Disney cruise. We already talked about rotational dining, and on board the Disney Wish, there are 3 rotational dining restaurants you will go through each night of your journey. Of course, if you are on the 4-night sailing, you will be able to visit one of the restaurants twice. There's also the Marceline Market, which is more like your traditional breakfast and lunch buffet. There are 2 additional cost restaurants on board, Enchanté and Palo, and over a dozen bars and lounges, including the Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Room service is also available 24/7 with some restrictions on the first day and final evening. And last but definitely not least, as it is one of our most favorite spots on the entire ship to get food, Mickey and Friends Festival of Foods. Let's kick off our culinary adventure with Marceline Market, which gets its namesake from Marceline, Missouri, the birthplace of Walt Disney himself. Think of Marceline Market as a food hall with all sorts of food booths. Each food booth or food stall is modeled after some of the most famous Disney IPs like Beauty and the Beast, Zootopia, Ratatouille, and more. Marceline Market is your traditional cruise buffet, and while you can get a sit-down breakfast or lunch at one of the restaurants on board, it's definitely worth spending some time on Deck 11 at Marceline Market. Breakfast at Marceline Market is going to have your traditional options like steak and eggs, but also those Mickey waffles that we all love so much. While lunch options range from fresh fruit and sliced meat to chicken pot pie and chicken tenders to global cuisines and more. Marceline Market is one of those things you'll just have to experience to get the full thrill of seeing what's available. Speaking of which, this video is brought to you by those fine folks over at Fanvia Travel. Our travel advisors dedicate hours of training each year to ensure they know best how to help each guest plan for their upcoming cruise. Our team of travel advisors at fanvia.com book thousands of staterooms on every cruise itinerary and ship you can dream of. Not only that, but our Fanvia Travel Rewards Pass helps you to earn the most onboard credit of any travel agency out there. Add in the hundreds of guides and travel news articles, and you have a team dedicated to helping maximize the time together with your family. After all, the team at Fanvia Travel is here to help you enjoy stress-free family vacations. Let us know how we can help you plan, book, and enjoy our free rewards pass on your next cruise at fanvia.com/cruises. Arendelle is a frozen dining adventure and the first of the 3 rotational dining restaurants we are going to cover in this video. If you've ever wanted to hang out with Olaf and have Elsa come hang out at your dinner table, then this is the place for you. At Arendelle, it is a feast fit for royalty with a side of entertainment. Oh, and just so we are all on the same page, we are going to show each dish rapid fire so you can see what everything looks like. Also, the lighting in some of the restaurants is pretty dark since there's a whole show going on, so just a heads up that some of the videos may look a little darker than normal. So sit back and enjoy the sounds of Arendelle, or at least what we think Arendelle would sound like if it had a soundtrack. I'll come back and tell you what my favorite dishes were from each section at the end. Our favorite menu items at Arendelle are Elsa's Royal Baked Scallops, Troll Valley Baby Field Greens, Split Yellow Pea Soup, Arendelle Jikkaker Meatballs, Garlic and Thyme Roasted Beef Ribeye, Apple Cake, and of course you have to get the ice cream sundae to round out your experience with It's Elsa's Coronation Sundae. Worlds of Marvel is an interactive restaurant with the Avengers Technology Showcase. This is a really fun restaurant for anyone who is even the slightest fan of the Marvel Universe. Whether you are Wakanda forever or enjoy Ant-Man's antics, then this restaurant will have something for you. You may even get a surprise visit from one of the Avengers. There's an interactive show throughout the dining experience because Ant-Man and the Wasp need your help. There's a quantum core on the table, which means you will have to shrink or grow objects throughout your meal to help save the day. The menu at Worlds of Marvel is very diverse, and many of the menu items show where the dish comes from in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And while we will show every item on the menu, don't worry, I will happily share my recommendations after the desserts. World of Marvel is a great restaurant and will be fun for the whole family. Here are our favorites and what we would recommend. Dill and Meyer lemon marinated shrimp, steamed bao buns, iceberg wedge, Berbere spiced pork chop, Wakanda, grilled tuna steak, Stark Industries, and the rosemary roasted beef tenderloin is good but does have some sharp flavors. For dessert, get the cheesecake bite or the quantum key lime pie, but the pro tip would be to get 2 of the Pim donut sundaes and never look back. 1923 is our favorite rotational dining restaurant on board the Disney Wish. What is really special about 1923, other than being the year that Walt Disney Studios was founded, is that you will feel transported back to old Hollywood with all of its glitz and glamour. There are tons of artwork, early sketches from all of our favorite movies, and dozens of timeless treasures and props to see around the restaurant, so you should totally feel free to get up and explore a bit. The food at 1923 is delicious, and there were several instant hits at our table. This was also our serving team's favorite restaurant on board the ship too. It took us a while to find the perfect roaring 20s music, so we hope you can kick back, relax, and enjoy looking at all the food items from 1923. I'll be back in a few minutes to tell you our favorite menu items and to help you build the best dining experience. All the rotational dining restaurants, 1923 had the best food, so it's hard to narrow it down, but we did the best we could, so here goes. Order the burrata mozzarella cheese and prosciutto di Parma and split Napa baby romaine lettuce. For your entree, ask for a side of the tortiglione pasta with the 1923 peppered filet mignon. If you are with a group, ask for the Buena Vista soft shell tacos to share. For dessert, you definitely want the churros calientes, and you don't want to miss the Atwater Fuji apple cheesecake. But most importantly, get the Hollywood Hills hot chocolate fudge sundae. Enchanté is an additional cost restaurant available to guests 18 and older. This fine dining restaurant is filled with French cuisine that will blow you away with each bite. There are 2 set menus to choose from, however, you can also order items a la carte. We were treated to a few amuse-bouche items such as these delicious tartlets with Comté cheese or the falafel with lemon. We then received a miel soup with honeycomb accompaniment and it was a true delight, super refreshing. We then started on 3 of the a la carte items with the gnocchi arriving first. If we could have ordered 10 more plates, we would have. They were absolutely delicious. Next up were the langoustines with a finger lime and creamy broth. It was very good as well. We finished the a la carte menu with Wagyu beef and it was some of the best beef we've ever had anywhere. We thought that the evening was going to wrap up then, but the wait staff convinced us to stick around, which, by the way, the staff was truly incredible. Petit fours were brought out, which included treats like lemon drops, chocolate domes, adult fruit roll-ups, and coffee tartlets. But the best was a coffee and chocolate ice cream. The absolute highlight of the night was when we were greeted by Chef Arnaud himself. It was such a pleasure getting to speak to him for a moment and to thank him for the special meal he put together for us. If you are on a 3-night cruise, you only get 1 shot at each restaurant, so it's not easy to squeeze Enchanté in. But you can feel free to skip any night and head to Enchanté instead, or just grab some of the a la carte dishes like we did after a rotational dining meal. While there are over a dozen places to get fresh coffee, such as Cove Cafe, or you can grab a milkshake and ice cream at places like Wheezy's Freezies and Joyful Sweets, there are places to grab extra cost items all over the top decks and outside some of the main theaters. But we wanted to highlight one of the top adult experiences on the ship, the Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge. Imagine being transported to a galaxy far, far away and being able to enjoy outer space for a while. Space is the final frontier, right? The lounge can get pretty full late at night, so we found the best time to go is right after the first dinner seating when families are together at the theater. When it gets crowded, there may be a limit of 45 minutes after you are seated. What we loved about this space is, of course, the drinks and how you feel like you're sitting on the Millennium Falcon or some other space shuttle. The background behind the bar will show you jumping at light speed to other galaxies. And with the motion and rocking of the boat, it can definitely feel like you're making that jump for real. This lounge does not serve any food items, only cocktails and brews. The staff really does a nice job of making the entire experience come to life. It's worth at least one mocktail or drink here just to say that you made the jump to light speed and back safely. When your tummy starts rumbling, then the first place you need to head to is Deck 12, where you will find Mickey and Friends Festival of Foods. Here you will find 5 unique quick service places, including Mickey's Smokestack Barbecue, which brought a full-on Texas barbecue experience to the high seas. There are also a ton of different sauces and condiments available, so whether you want spicy or sweet sauce, Mickey has you covered. Daisy's Pizza Pies is where you can grab a quick slice of pizza or even a whole pie, even late at night. Daisy's usually closes around midnight, which is awesome as there are movies shown on the funnel vision, so you can eat some pizza while watching a movie under the stars. Goofy's Grill has hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken fingers, and more. Donald's Cantina was the absolute highlight for us as we ended up stopping by here a few times a day to enjoy a taco or burrito. Pro tip, get a bowl and ask for a couple flour tortillas on the side, and you can thank us after you get back. Sweet Minnie's Ice Cream is the place to get your ice cream fix because cruising and ice cream cones go hand in hand, and the flavors will rotate throughout your journey too. Oh, and the final thing to note is that soda is included with your cruise vacation, and there are self-serve soda fountains which you can use at any time. Should we go on the Disney Wish? The short answer, yes. We have been on a lot of different ships and we have sailed all of the cruise brands out there. The Disney Wish offers one of the best experiences you can have on board a ship with children. There are several great spaces for just adults, but if you have children, we wholeheartedly recommend a trip aboard the Disney Wish. With a ton of different dining options, entertainment, and activities, your family is guaranteed to have a wonderful experience. If this is your first cruise vacation, then going on the Disney Wish may spoil you, which isn't a bad thing at all. And actually, that's what a vacation is all about. Spending quality time with your family, hearing each other laugh, and making lifelong memories together. We hope you enjoyed our review of all the dining options on the Disney Wish. Thanks so much for your support, and we'll see y'all next time.